Hello, party people. It is 16 questions, the Friday edition, 6 p.m. Central, especially for folks in Australia. And folks on a Friday night who haven't got anything better to do, then hang and be in the lukewarm seat with yours truly. So, yeah. I was doing back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. The Wednesday show is still going. That's 12 p.m. Central. But I have got two random guests. They're not entirely random. I may have set them up. I may have lined them up, if you know what I mean. But if you would like to join, because I can do at least 3, potentially 4. If you would like to join, then this is the way to get in. That's the golden ticket. You need to type in that URL and you will then join me in the studio and I'll bring you forth. All right, so enough waffle from me. I am going to bring in the lady with initials MM first, and then the lady with the initials MC, in that order. So hang tight, MC. But Megan McNeil,
morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm having webcam trouble. That's why I'm a bit fuzzy, because I've left my cord at a client's office. So I was like, "Oh, I've got a good camera for this." No, I don't.
Well, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's funny. It's funny you should say, but I had some inquiries. I'll put it that way, about my autofocus on my cam. Apparently, it was going in and out, and one nice person said, "Hey, Andy, I can help you with that." And I thought, you know what? I'll try and help myself. So I Googled it, and there's an app that I downloaded from the App Store for whatever, $7. And it's turned off autofocus, so hopefully that's solved it. But it's good to see you, Megan. It's been a while since we've spoken live. It was on your show. Was it It was pre-COVID, right? I mean, it was a long time ago.
No, I started it when COVID started, so it must have been during COVID at some point in all of that.
Wowza. Well, it's awesome to see you. Doing well?
Yes, doing really well. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I feel like I'm on the weakest link and I'm just going to get ejected at some point.
No, that's the thing. I mean, there's no right answers. There are some right answers. There are some right answers, but most of them are basically however you want to answer them. So, you know.
I'm not who you'd pick for like a quiz. So
why?
Because general knowledge is not great. And I said to my husband, I was like, "Oh, it's like, he's going to ask me 16 questions first thing in the morning." And he's like, "I don't think it would matter what time it was." Thanks.
Very pragmatic. Yes. I looked at your headshot video, and I want to clarify: you are a gin snob, not a gym snob, correct?
Yes. Let's not confuse that.
I only go to certain gyms to work out.
None of them.
So, yeah. Interesting. I just wanted to ask because, that was a fun video. All right, my dear. Without further wastage of your valuable time, pick a number between 1 and 25.
5.
5. Here we go. 16 questions. Are you ready? Oh, these are tough. Oh, Megan. These are the toughest of... No, they're not the toughest. They're not tough. All right.
I was also really worried because it's the Australian version, and obviously anyone listening can tell this is not an Australian accent.
Right, they're going to be mightily confused.
If this is an Australian quiz and I've got a lot of Australian questions.
Yeah, Perth via St. Williams. It's Fort William.
Fort William.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
How do you peel a banana?
Oh, well, I peel it this way, but I know you're meant to do it with this bit at the bottom.
How did you have that there? It's like we planned this.
I know. I just like to keep props around me.
And you, not only did you have it right there, the prop, but you answered correctly. That is correct. It's from the other end. It's not the stem. But you could do it either way. There's no right answer. What's your favorite swim stroke?
Doggy paddle, probably.
Yeah.
Anything that keeps me afloat.
Right. And sort of moving in the direction that you want to kind of go. Yeah.
The only one I don't like is backstroke, because I did that in a pool once and I hit my head because I didn't realize I was at the edge. So not that one.
That's one of my fears too whenever I do the backstroke. Do you have a party trick or a useless skill?
I've got lots of useless skills. I can't think of them right now. My party trick. Gosh. Oh, it's just normally my accent, especially living in Australia. It's where are you from? And then it's Fort William, and it's near the Harry Potter thing. And yeah, we talk about Harry Potter because I was in a Hollywood movie as a youngster, just casually. So yeah, that's probably it.
No, were you really in a Hollywood movie? Were you
Yeah,
really?
of course. Yeah, you can't see me in the movie, but it doesn't mean I wasn't there.
You were in a Harry Potter movie or another one?
Harry Potter, yeah, they filmed it in our hometown, and they used our school as extras. So we got all dressed up in the robes, and when you see the train going over the viaduct, I am in that train. You wouldn't know it, but I'm in there, and I know I'm in there.
Fantastic. Well, nice story. Excellent. Very, very good. Have you always held the same political beliefs?
No, because I don't think I had political beliefs until I was a bit older. Now I've got strong political beliefs now that I'm stuck in Australia and they've closed our borders and we've got a bit of an iron curtain. So yeah, I guess my political beliefs have strengthened a little bit lately.
Understood. If you owned a bar and could design it in any way, what would it look like?
Oh, it would be an amazing bar. I've always wanted a gin bar. So it would be like quite cozy, and there would be just like gin for days on the wall and all the different garnishes, because I think that's just as important as the gin and the tonic, because 2/3 of your gin and tonic is the tonic. So you've got to make sure you've got good tonic in there. So it would be, just be an amazing gin bar, and it'd be just so cozy. And yeah, in my head, I've got this great bar, but I'm probably not articulating it particularly well. But you'd all like to come.
Well, I'm there drinking now, visualizing drinking the gin with the so important tonic. Can you give an example of a time when you had to learn the lesson the hard way?
Oh, well, my mum could give you about 100 of them if I'd only just listened to her first time. I think that's probably the biggest thing, the amount of times that my mum has suggested I should do this or I should do that, and I have gone the long way around to end up doing what she suggested. Yeah, in lots of things in professional and personal life. What would be another hard one? Oh, even meeting my husband, I learned the hard way that I should just have gone on a date with him, because I took so long to do that. I was too busy. Yeah.
So much wasted time. You rebel and you going around the houses. What's a skill that isn't on your resume, but your former or current boss, there's no current boss, you work for yourself, would recognize as one of the reasons you are successful? So what's a skill on your resume that your former bosses or boss would recognize as one of the reasons you are successful?
Gift of the gab. Just can talk to anyone, talk to a brick wall.
Yeah, being able to talk to anyone, that's a hardcore skill. That's an important one, and to be able to relate to anyone. What's the one bad quality you wouldn't mind in a colleague, and why?
A bad quality in a colleague?
Yeah, that you wouldn't mind.
Oh gosh,
it's a good one, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's hard. A bad quality you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
Well, I keep thinking of things like they talk too much or they smell, but I don't think that's what we're really talking about, is it? Bad quality. Oh, I don't mind if they can't spell, because I think that I can't spell. So spell check and computers, that's never really been a problem. So yeah, if you can't spell, you're still of value.
Yeah, because you can relate. Number one. Number two, it's fixable because of the software out there that's like underlines it in red and goes,
Half my life.
What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, ice cream, chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream, very fast. You've been made CEO of a large company. What would you ban?
What would I ban?
Yeah.
Meetings for the sake of meetings.
God, yes. God, yes, absolutely. So many of those. Been to so many of those. Such a waste of time. What do you do to relax?
I can't say drink gin, can I? I've kind of overused that one. What do I do to relax? Oh, that's why I moved to Australia. I go to the beach. Being near water.
Yes.
Just water just
Yes.
calms you.
It does. And you just hang out by the beach, or do you go in for a dip and you, not the backstroke, obviously, but do you partake in the water?
Well, sometimes if it's hot enough, but I have climatized pretty quickly, so it's a little bit cold. And also sharks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Australia.
Let's not forget about those. Dum, dum, dum. When was the last time you changed your mind about something really important? What was it, and why did you change your point of view?
Only yesterday. I was on
Really?
I was on a committee for something that had been extremely important 9 months ago when I decided to go on the committee, and the kind of vision had changed of the chair on the committee, and it didn't really align with me anymore. And normally I would just kind of suck up and go along, and I thought, no, it really doesn't align with what I'm doing anymore, so I'm going to have to pull back. And yeah, it's a good opportunity, but also I thought, no, I've got to be able to say no. So yeah, that was a change of mind.
Good for you. Line in the sand, red
Yes.
line, whatever. You stuck by your guns. Post COVID, what do you think are some things that will change forever?
Travel. I think that us in Australia, because I should say Western Australia, because we haven't had anything bad. I know Sydney and Melbourne have got it bad right now. We just don't have a clue about, we go into shops, we don't sanitize in every shop, we don't check in every shop, because we've just not had an issue. We're quite complacent about it, which we're lucky. We've had that. We're fortunate enough to not have had too many cases. So I think that once the world opens up and we start traveling, everyone else is going to be very conscious of different things, masks and sanitizing, and we're just going to be like, yay, this is great, we're out and about. And yeah, we're going to have a different mindset to everyone else who's had it really tough.
Yeah, big time, absolutely. And we're still. I think I'm going to go back to wearing a mask now because of Delta. And how bad that is. So yeah, absolutely, travel for sure. Penultimate question, Megan. Name a Justin Bieber song.
Sorry? Is it too late to say I'm sorry?
I wish you just said sorry, because then I was going to repeat the question. Sorry? No,
Sorry?
name a, that is Andy, that's the name of all right, okay. Final question. Have you ever played, this is an odd question to be asking you this early in the morning, but have you ever played strip poker?
No. I've never even played poker, never mind strip poker.
I'm about to play poker in a few hours. Not strip poker, I hasten to add, but yeah. Megan McNeil, how do you feel?
I feel awake now.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. That wasn't too bad. There wasn't too much general questions, general knowledge.
No, not at all. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's so good to see you. I love seeing your
you.
stuff pop up all the time. So this is great to. I wouldn't get up at this time in the morning. Well, I would maybe be up, but I wouldn't be awake at this time in the morning for anyone.
Right, and not video conferencing. Exactly. I'm privileged. I'm privileged. I'm special, and I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you too.
All right, Megan. I just want to do a quick sound test. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Great. What about this?
My man.
Yes.
All right, that's the end of my sound test. My soundboard test. I know. I had to do that. All right, so I'm gonna put you back in the studio. Enjoy the virtual canapes, and then if you can hang with me while I talk with Marlene next. And then I'll bring you back on, and then you and Marlene can briefly say hi, because you're bonded by this 16 questions experience. If you can just hang with us for the next 16 questions.
I'll eat my banana while I wait.
All right, my dear. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you in a bit. Bye. Marlene Cole, how are you?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I mean, what day, what time is it?
Cover all the bases. It's 5
Yeah,
p.m. somewhere.
it is.
Marlene, welcome to 16 Questions. Are you out of Adelaide?
I am in Adelaide. I'm actually just down the road from Port Adelaide. We're a bit,
Ah,
maybe, yeah, between the river and the ocean. It's lovely, but it's
beautiful.
winter.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Now, geographically, Perth and Adelaide, time zones?
Long way away.
Right.
I
So
I think Megan
West
would correct
Coast.
me, but it's about maybe. It depends if it's daylight savings or just normal
Right.
winter. So
Yep.
sometimes they can be 3.5 hours or 2.5 hours behind the east coast. So
Got it.
I actually lived over in the west of Australia and loved it right up above the 27th parallel. So 40 degrees was
Oh,
a normal day.
right. So you're well aware. Very
Yeah.
good. Now, thanks to you, Marlene, I changed the time slot because, yes, you were saying, Andy, this is no good. It's 3 a.m. for me, bud. I can't do 3 a.m. So you're absolutely right. And so I'm glad to have changed it from Thursday to Friday, but more importantly, the time slot. So
Thank
very,
you,
very,
Andy.
very, very happy for the nudge. Thank you so much. Before we go on, I just want to say hi to some of the folks in chat. I want to say hi to Sarah Clay. Hello. Scott Schuler. Hello, sir. And Nicole. Nicole is a 16 questions. She is a graduate of 16 questions. She's already been on the show. She's a Illuminati, a completely made up word to describe people that have been in the lukewarm seat. I'm creating a whole new lexicon with this thing, and it's never going to catch on.
I love it. That's why I'm here, because I was so excited. I've been consuming all of the 16 questions.
So you'll be excellent at these questions then.
No,
Well, yes, you will, because you'll know exactly which set to choose, and you'll know
no, I
all the answers. I'm putting unnecessary pressure on you now. Marlene,
that,
I've discarded the picker wheel. I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. It's just too much faffing around. I'm just going to ask which set you would like, 1 to 25, my dear.
favorite number, 11, legs 11.
Legs 11. Here we go. Are you ready?
I will never be ready, but I'll just jump in the deep end like normal.
We'll give it, yes, like normal. We'll give it a go. If you could change your name to another, which would you choose?
Wow, my name's quite interesting because when I asked my mother why she named me Marlene, because it's only old ladies,
Yeah.
she said that they had a friend called Joy and they loved Joy. So they said, we're going to call her Marlene Joy. And then when they named me Marlene Joy, they found out that Joy's first name was Marlene, but she didn't like it. So I'd like to be changing my name to Joy.
Joy. I think that would suit you too. Yeah, when I think of Marlene, I think of Dietrich. That's
Yes.
that's
Or
the
the
one.
days of our lives, lady Marlena,
Ah,
is what I get a lot of. Or
yes,
I used to.
absolutely. Without mentioning age or date of birth, how old are you? It's a
Older
good
than
one.
yesterday and younger than tomorrow.
Good enough. I'll take it. Would you rather be royalty or president?
Oh, royalty or president? I think royalty because it comes with the title and you get to have all the fun opposed to making the decisions.
Yeah, I think it's a good gig personally. I think you're going to be well off too. I think financially you'd be pretty secure with all your estates.
Phew.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt empowered?
Oh, empowered. I think just the work I do is when I hear that someone's landed a job, I'm like, yes, how good am I? I help them
Yeah.
get there, and yeah, I think that's probably it. Or just being able to say no to chocolate, I feel empowered.
I can relate on that second one. Absolutely. People who eat just like little chunks of chocolate and then just put the rest away, I think they're sociopaths. I think there's something wrong with you. Got to eat the whole chocolate bar. You can't just have one chunk and then put it back and then in the
Yes, you
freezer.
can. Because I've been doing that the last few days, and when my son goes to the chocolate drawer, he's like, "Mum, you've eaten all the chocolate," and I can at least say, "No, I haven't. I only had a little
One
bit.
chunk.
There was more there."
Interesting. What kind of chocolate? Do you have a
Oh,
favorite?
fruit and nut.
Yeah, that's a good one. Cadbury's fruit and that's a good one.
That's it.
Still funny how these questions go, but we were just talking about chocolate. Are some gummy bear flavors better than others?
Yeah, I think the yellow and the green.
Yellow and green. I like the red and
Mm.
the clear ones.
Red make you go too fast.
No, wait. Hold the press. Hold the press. The color influences how fast you chew on them.
No, it probably gives you a bit more of a sugar rush. I'm thinking like red cordial.
So it's biological, not
Yeah,
psychosynaptic.
maybe.
Okay, I'm glad we clarified. Such a silly question. Name a childhood candy or sweet that is no longer made.
Fags.
I
My
wonder
mum
why
and
they stopped. I wonder why they stopped making those, Moss.
I know. I was in San Francisco back in the 90s and told,
Yeah,
as an Australian, do not say that word. But my mum and dad were chain smokers, so us as children, I'm one of 5, we
right.
loved getting them and pretending we were an adult.
So I remember those too, right? So they were the chocolate like wrapped up like cigarettes. They're wrapped
Well,
up
in
in paper,
Australia,
right?
we had white ones, like a musk stick with a little red colour on
Oh,
the end. So they weren't as fancy as chocolate.
got it. I wonder why they don't. No kidding, no kidding. Have you ever pretended that you didn't understand your own language?
Yes, yes.
You
We're
did?
Yeah, we're in Cambodia and we're around all the temples and there's
Oh,
hundreds of children trying to say, and
right.
they've learnt so much English, so we're like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. So we
Oh,
pretended we didn't know English so that they
right,
couldn't try and sell us.
right. And did it work? I mean, did they like give up or were they still persistent?
Ye- They were just fascinated, like, what are you
Right.
speaking?
Right. That's not a language I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. What is your favorite card game?
Um, I'm guessing this isn't X-rated, but Americans taught me it, and it's called Shithead, and it's
Really?
yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I learned it in Nepal, and we've taught our kids, and we've taught little kids as well, like 3 and 4, and they become really good at it. But you've got 3 cards upside down, 3 cards on top, and 7 in your hand, and you've just got to basically get rid of all your cards. But there's a bit of a strategy to it. And if you get the strategy right, because you have like 8, everyone has to match it, 10s you wipe, 7s you go down. So you can really throw other people out. And when you play with 2 decks or you don't mix them, it's even harder.
I'm gonna Google that now. It sounds
I
fascinating.
don't know if that's its real name, but that's
Right.
the only name we know it by.
I trust in Google. Google's been so good to me over the years. Been such a good short-term memory bank for me. What? Oh, I've already asked that question. Here we go. Yes, lobster or steak?
Lobster and steak.
You can have surf and turf if you wish,
Yeah,
madame.
I'm a surf and turf. Love
Yeah,
it.
you can have
Yeah,
both if that's
with some
what you
nice
like.
garlic sauce on top. Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm
both.
getting hungry. I'm getting hungry.
Me too.
What's your favorite cut of steak?
Oh, I'm actually trying to cut down my meat and
Me
my
too.
meat intake.
Yeah.
So I would say ribeye,
Right.
and just a small bit when
Right.
I can.
With the
Maybe
marbling,
once a week. Yeah.
get the marbling and the flavor on. Flavor on. Name a Whitney Houston song.
I will always love you. That's the only one I know.
That's I think that's probably the one that most people would know. How long can you hold your breath underwater?
I don't like going underwater. So,
I love it. I
oh
love
no,
it.
no.
Why don't
I
you
think
like why don't you like going underwater?
when I was 10, I was having swimming lessons, and neither of my parents were big swimmers, and I jumped in the
Right.
deep end of of their friend's pool and didn't
Oh
come up
yeah.
for a long time. So
Yeah.
I could probably hold my breath for a while, but it
Right.
became that close. So bit of a
Yeah.
phobia there, especially when the kids
Yeah.
swim up to you and want to hold on, and I'm going, "Ugh."
Right.
So yeah, probably 10 seconds.
You know,
Then I start to panic.
10 seconds is good. But I had a similar experience. I had a near drowning experience when I was a kid. I was in a lake in Germany, and it was sort of the water was browny anyway, and I couldn't see. And I think I lost my footing, and I was just like sticking my hand up, and a random adult that saw what was going on, basically rescued me. right? Brought me back up to the surface,
Wow.
and that was that. But that didn't have a negative effect on. I love swimming, apart from the sharks that that we were talking about with Megan. So yeah, it's funny how you turned you off completely. Me like a fish, despite that. But that's interesting. We're all different, I guess. Best holiday you've ever had?
Life. There's so many. I've done lots of travel. The best holiday I ever had, I'd probably say, and it's a bit of a bizarre one. A couple of years ago, my brother drove over from Melbourne, so 10 hours, and then me and him jumped in his car from Adelaide and went straight up the centre of Australia to Darwin. So it was 3 days straight. And I said to him, "You've got
Wow.
2 jobs. The first is every time you're driving past someone and someone's coming towards you, wave. You've got to wave in the outback, just one hand up. It's got to be a thumb. It could be anything. And the second one
Nice.
is don't hit any kangaroos."
Oh yeah.
So, so the first night we stopped at a campsite, and as he jumped into the car at 7 o'clock, I said, "We're leaving too early." And he goes, "Oh, I'm not going to hit any roos." And I said, "No, I'm worried about the cows out at this time of the morning."
Oh, right.
And yeah, within 5 minutes of driving out of this tiny little township, he hit a kangaroo and he wasn't waving at people. And I said, "Yeah, I only had 2
Dude,
jobs."
yes, 2, and you failed on both of them. So let me ask you about the roos. So a roo's like not aware of cars. Are they not smart enough to? Do they just think they have right of way? What's going on with the roo
Yes.
mindset?
So you're driving up a big, long, straight road
Yeah,
doing maybe 110 kilometres an hour, and a
pretty
roo
fast.
just jumps straight across the road going his way, but his way ain't
Right,
the highway. And
right.
his mate's normally following behind, and we got the mate behind.
Yes.
And so the holiday was basically we got up to Darwin. My husband and my kids jumped in a RV, and his wife and kids arrived by plane. And then we spent 2.5 weeks on the road spreading our parents' ashes. So it was just
Wow.
beautiful, and just playing
Nice.
with my niece and
Yeah.
nephew and my own kids, and it was just beautiful
Nice.
in
What
the
a
out.
nice. Yeah. What a nice trip. Plenty of water. Keep hydrated. Absolutely. Road trip, or I think we've already answered this. Road trip or acid trip?
Drugs are bad.
Yeah, don't do them.
Yeah, I have. So I don't know what an acid
Yeah.
trip is, so I can't choose it. But
Yes.
yeah, road trip any day, any day. Being out in the bush, lighting a campfire, eating marshmallows and chocolate with biscuits. It's yum.
Nice. S'mores. Nice.
S'mores, that's it.
S'mores. Penultimate question, Marlene. Have you ever fired a machine gun?
No, but I've been offered one. Actually, I've been offered 2. So we
Hold on
were
a
on.
second. Marlene. Hello. Would you like this? Would you like a machine gun?
I
No.
know. No.
No.
So I haven't fired one, but we were on the Thailand-Cambodia border, and we were walking up to a dugout that the army were watching the Thai army on the Cambodian side, and all their bunkers, and they'd
Yeah.
lift up a sheet and there'd be a cannon sitting under there or a big gun. And yeah, one of the guys said, "Do you want to hold this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, thank you." And we're watching the binoculars, we're watching the opposite army just in case something
Wow.
might have happened.
Wow.
And then the second time, I think we were in Thailand, just in a really weird remote township, and we were walking through a market, and we stepped into this little stall, and there was this 8-year-old boy, and he just lifted a sheet, and underneath the sheet was a glass cabinet that had all of these guns, and we're like,
Wow.
yeah, nah. And so we obviously didn't want to buy some toys from there.
Right. And I mean, how are you going to get it on the plane? It's crazy.
Oh, well, in Laos, anyone that had guns, when they got to the X-ray machine, they just put them on the conveyor belt, and then they'd be handed them at the other
Right.
end to go and get on the plane. So I don't think there'd be any problems there.
Holy moly. Wow. Last question. Have you ever flown in a hot air balloon?
Yes, I have. In San Diego. So I was about 25, decided, what have I done with my life? So I jumped on a plane and went to America by myself. It was a bit of an odd
Wow.
thing.
Wow.
And yeah, I was doing a good old little Kentucky tour because I was only 25. So I did that for the first 10 days. And before I left, I went, no, I'm not going to pay any extra. And as soon as I got there, I paid for everything extra. And so I did a helicopter over the Grand Canyon. The hot air balloon was amazing over San Diego. And at one stage, like, you know, you have the noise of the gas and then just that dead silence and being in the
Yeah.
sky. And I think there was about 8 of us in the basket. And I just turned and said, does anyone else have an urge to just jump out? And they're all like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, no, it's just I want to feel that sensation of floating like I am now,
Right.
but I'm
Yeah.
just going to go. But I loved it. Loved it.
I can imagine their faces. Marlene, how do you feel after my 16 questions, my 16 burning questions?
Invigorating. I was thinking, what am I putting myself in front of? But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a fun
like
experience.
Megan, I've got the gift of the gab and lots of stories to share.
Indeed, I've enjoyed listening to some of your stories. Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure.
I'm going to bring Megan back on to the screen. Ladies, you are now bound.
Hi, Megan. Oh no, that way.
You are now bound by the 16 question experience forevermore. Forevermore.
Ooh.
How ridiculous is that time though? Because we're 2.5 or 3.5 hours. Like, what
Yeah.
country has a half-hour time difference?
Yeah, I know. It's just they need to just stop with the time difference. They need to just it's one time. That's it. I'm constantly getting meetings wrong, right? Because the switch from whatever daylight savings to the other one, it's like the amount of time I spent checking software. All right, checking. All right, what time is it here? Okay, and then I get it wrong. Is it? Oh my, what's going on?
We
Yeah.
don't do daylight savings here in WA because it confuses the cows and it fades the curtains.
Okay, well, I like
Yeah.
those. Both of those reasons work for me. I don't need a reason, frankly, to get rid of it. Ladies, thank you. Marlene, as I say, thank you for giving me that nudge to do a different time slot. I think that was a great prod, and
So glad to.
Well done,
thank you.
Marlene.
Yes,
Yes.
very, very well done.
There'll be more?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do this. For as long as I possibly can, and have a wonderful Saturday.
Yes.
You enjoy the rest of your Friday.
You are in the future. I'm off to a poker game of all things.
You have to end your day with
my
at
buddies.
least a bowl of vanilla ice cream because today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day. Still with you.
Oh,
Very
okay.
important day that you must
Interesting.
celebrate. Yes.
Interesting. All right, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it was my pleasure. You joined the ranks of the Illuminati, the 16 Questions Illuminati. It's a steadily growing list, and you get to do this 3 times a year. So don't feel you have to be. Yeah. Oh, I can't go on it again. Yeah, you get three opportunities, and I won't ask the same set. Obviously, we'll do another set. Sound good?
Sounds
was great.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. I tell everyone about Andy if you want to know anything about the LinkedIn algorithms or questions about other people. I'll now be making everyone follow you to have more Aussies
Yes.
online with you.
You're
If
very
you want
kind.
the brutal truth about LinkedIn, then you want to follow Andy.
I'll give it to you straight. Absolutely. I'll tell you what I think.
And I'm excited that you're pulling back from Clubhouse because I wasn't a big fan of Clubhouse either.
Yeah, it's gotten slightly better. They've got a back channel, and I was on it today just briefly having a wee peek. But LinkedIn
peek.
Yes.
Thought you go into the bathroom.
No.
A wee.
A wee peek. That was for the benefit of Megan.
I totally got you. I was like,
Yes.
just a wee look at that. Yeah.
A wee peek. Yes, a wee look. Yes. No, LinkedIn audio. We need LinkedIn audio ASAP. that that would make sense, and especially in
Definitely.
groups.
Yes.
All right, ladies, have a fantastic weekend.
You
And
too, Andy.
thank you so much again. And well, I will see you on LinkedIn. I'll see you in the comments, and I might see you in the lukewarm hot seat or the lukewarm seat again sometime.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks so much,
Andy.
Andy. Bye.
See you, Megan. Bye.
Bye, Marlene.
Bye, guys.